Hey guys, it's Diego, and I'm your Tuesday host. And this week's topic is being trans and feminine. So I assume that it's specifically being a trans man and feminine. I can't speak today. I'm sorry, guys. Um, but yeah, so I actually kind of had a hard time at first with being comfortable being pretty feminine. My best friend told me that on YouTube I do a pretty good job of coming off kind of bro-ish. I'm not trying to do that at all. I'm not really a bro. I mean, I kind of am, I guess, in a sense, but not really with like my mannerisms and stuff. I actually am quite feminine in person, and I know I've said a couple times, I don't know if I've really said it on this channel, I've definitely said it on my personal channel that um, basically these days I get mistaken for a gay man, and a lot of encounters I've had with straight women who don't know me from before transition have told me that, or not really told me, but like have either asked me if I'm gay or have assumed that I'm gay by the way that I speak to them and interact with them. Or I also had a girl ask me if I hang out with a lot of gay people, and I really do. When I thought about it, I hang out with like 2 lesbians and a bunch of gay men, and she told me that because it seems like I pick up their mannerisms. And I didn't out myself. She doesn't know that I'm trans, but I was just like, oh, well, I'm comfortable with that. I don't really care. And but in my mind, I was just thinking, if only she knew. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with it. I think because I've spent so much time in the gay community as a lesbian that I'm just really comfortable with the gay community, and it doesn't bother me if someone thinks that I'm a gay man. And I actually think that there's a lot of trans guys that kind of overdo it a little bit, like they kind of seem almost too macho, like they are trying to make up for the fact that they were born female, where, I don't know, to me it's just kind of like they don't really understand what the cis male world is like, or what cis males are actually like, or that they do vary, and even straight cis males can be pretty feminine and still identify as straight. You know, it's just a person to person thing. And for me, I've become really comfortable with the fact that at this point in my transition, I'm perceived as gay. I don't identify as gay, but I also don't think that I'm completely like straight. I identify, I guess, kind of as like open-mindedly straight is what I like to say. I pretty much date women. I've never been with a man or anything like that, but I've never been closed off to it. I just haven't found myself in that situation. So, yeah, it doesn't really bother me. I think that you should just be comfortable who you are, and if you're a little more feminine, then own it. You know, I think that you should just own who you are, and the more that you do that, you know, people recognize the confidence, and I think that you're perceived a lot more positively in that sense. And um, you know, whether you're feminine or really masculine or whatever the fuck you are. Sorry, I probably shouldn't swear in here. I know that there's some young guys that watch this. I probably do it all the time. Do I swear all the time? I don't know. But yeah, so being trans, male, and feminine isn't really a big deal. I think that it's kind of more of a big deal early in your transition when you're not really passing a whole lot, because it definitely makes people, uh, you know, just assume that you are female and use those pronouns. Whereas once you start passing 100%, it's not really a big deal. And, you know, I tend to kind of control my really feminine mannerisms, like talking with my hands a lot and shit, when I'm around cis males, like primarily cis males or guys that don't know that I'm trans. And I do that kind of, I think, naturally as like a comfort thing for them as well as for me. You know, I don't want any awkward situations to arise because of it. But